Hello there people, and welcome to the demo of Rogue Loops. So this is a game that the developers themselves have described as a mixture of Hades and Loop Hero. And while I'm gonna say I don't 100% think that's the best way to describe your game, but there is some truth to it. So in the demo we only have access to the one character. There are a couple more that will be available later, but that's not important. So your main thing is you got your basic attack combo, very, any sort of action roguelite. You got a little dash attack, and you have a special skill, which this guy has a shield, which then also does that. There's more upgrades from this guy over here to actually unlock additional effects to the skill, which is kind of cool. The meta progression is very basic right now, and we'll talk more about that a little later. So first, we'll just do a run, and then well, it's a demo. I feel like it's a good idea to explain some things. Or, not explain things, but suggestions. Either way, that animation for entering is fantastic. Alright, so this is the main draw of the game. You see this arena? It's kind of small, split into two sections. This will all make sense very soon. But I get to add a negative effect to the room while also giving myself a positive. The first one's always the same. It's a skill. And we got a rare skill, which, yeah, I'm going to take it. So if you see at the bottom, that little cooldown symbol with a 12, that's not 12 seconds. That's 12 hits. So while the game does very much call itself a Hades-inspired game, its skill system is actually a lot closer to another game, Ember Knights, if anyone knows that one. Okay. And yeah, which isn't a bad thing, because that is actually a pretty solid game. It doesn't really get talked about very much, but this is very inspired by it. Even a lot of the feel and the way, well, the relics it's a little different. I don't think there's a limit to it, but so so if you see that top bar, the more we do, the more it fills up. So we only have a 1-star difficulty here. So let's add a sticky zone to permanently increase our move speed a little bit. We can't dash through those areas. And honestly, this first couple of rooms are not very good. Oh, no, not targeting where I thought it was. That's fine. We don't need to hit every attack anyways. So yeah, it even has the whole perfect thing that was also another gimmick that Ember Knights had. Alright, so now that we're returning, the effect we picked before was the crystal that would give enemies immunity to all damage. We're going to grab a relic, and we're going to add traps to this room. So that's 2-3 difficulty kind of things. Whenever you dodge an enemy through a burning dart. Sure. I'm not even sure exactly what electricity does. I think it's just mini stun. I'll have to actually do a perfect dodge, I think, to get the attack. So yeah, as you see, they're there. So we are actually compounding difficulty in each of the rooms for different levels of power. You'll have to trust me, you do not want to stand in front of that statue. He will punch you, because he's a jerk. See? And those are spike traps. Ah, I got hit. Timed that awful. As you will notice there, I only, well, probably not, because I doubt you're looking at it, but I only got one charge back for hitting those 4 enemies at the same time. Oh, this is lovely. Enemies who hit you steal some money. Fine. There doesn't seem to be a guarantee shop anywhere in the demo, so if I do get hit, I don't really care. Damn it. I dashed to the side, so I got stuck on the little dock post there. Oh well. Again, like I said, I don't really care that much. Probably should have dashed through that, because I would have actually got that. Whatchamacallit. A little, indicator of how many enemies are left in a room would be kind of a nice little change. Alright, so this room is becoming the very difficult one. As much as I would like another relic, I don't want to deal with traps, the crystal, and a boss. So we're just going to add sticky surfaces, which actually might suck with what else is in this room. These guys also suck. It would be nice if you could use like the negatives to your advantage, but that kind of does go against the whole theming of it all. Like if I stepped on that and got those spikes to come out and actually would poison. Oh no, it's poison. I thought that was spikes. Or trick enemies into walking into these guys. Alright, that guy was not. Oh my god, I keep dashing way too early. Well, I did not mean to just tap it, but that was enough. So like, this would be awesome if I could just actually just go whoop, and then it would crush the little stump boy, but sadly that is not the game design that the developers wanted. And I understand it completely. Ow. Damn, that guy hanging out there was kind of a pain in my butt. I took a lot more damage than I would have liked. This room is going to get scary. This one I don't care that much about. Alright. Permanent 5 attack damage, I will take that. This one is also a very funny... Oh my god. Good job, me. I swear I know how to play. Ah! Oh, that's actually going to be a pain with those little slow fields, though. Yeah, Oh, well, that was a little... That was the first time I've had that happen. These stump guys are probably the most annoying... I really gotta learn to use that better. I am really bad at the timing on the skill. I overcharged that, so it didn't actually get the multiple hits. That's fine. I'm horrified of this room. Oh my god, these are... See, I want the crit chance, but I don't want the spirit. Get rid of that guy. I'm not sure where the lightning targeted. I thought I was aiming at the... Okay, so we gotta keep moving, and there's so many danger zones. I'm not even sure... Okay, I zipped in a weird direction there, and I'm not sure what happened. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine! It is not fine over there! Damn it, time that awful! What is wrong with me? I have taken so much damage this room, it's not even funny. Okay, so that could... Alright, I've never actually had that one, so I didn't know how that worked. So that's not actually... I thought it was just being near the thing caused it to deal damage. Oh, great, we got... Really? You're gonna stand there, you jerk? Alright, so we gotta do at least one more loop. Can you give me that healing room again? No? Second spell? Alright. Sure, we'll take that. So now we have second skill. Damn it. Come on. Okay, didn't have quite the range I was hoping for. There. You can still dodge when you're turned into a sheep, so that's a positive. Can these... Ah! Well, that was a good example of how difficult things can get. I didn't really get anything, so I can go to here to buy the meta progression upgrades. So if I buy a wish, that's this, which is this talent tree. So honestly, grabbing this resurrect would make it a lot easier. So we'll do that, and then we'll just try going as fast as we can, hopefully. I had some really good skill. I just made the one room too difficult. Ooh, this one sounds like it's not that bad, but it's really annoying. I'll show you this. You plant a magic seed that creates a pumpkin turret. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. And it scales off of basic attack damage. If you notice that little skull above an enemy, that means the very first hit, they ignore. And they don't even like get hit stunned really. So that's the part that it doesn't tell you, which is actually probably the worst part. Got a slightly different room this time. Ooh, this one looks interesting. Alright, I would love the crit chance because again, there's no guaranteed shop. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. We're going pretty well. Hopefully can keep this up. I've never seen these exploding meteors. Let's check them out. I kind of would have rathered the other upgrade, but I've never seen this negative. And sometimes it's good to see them. Alright, so that killed. Oh, those are my shots. Those have a lot more range than I expected. Okay, break that guy's shield. Break that shield. Kill that guy. Ah, damn it. Oh, that guy still had a shield. Just die, please. Thank you. Alright, let's check out the mini-boss. When your skills become available again, a natural Nova explosion is triggered around you. After... See, it says after a dash. But every time, like that last time, it looked like it had to be a perfect dash. No, that was a dash. Okay. That guy might end up becoming a problem, because we will have to fight him every time we go into this room. Well, I timed that. Amazing. I really need to get a lot better with the shield. I will be honest with that. See, the blue essence is just... Move speed isn't that important either. I'll just take the blue essence. That's actually kind of lame. I'm not a huge fan of either of those. Ah! This guy needs to die. Throw that down. Honestly, the pumpkin turret is working really good for taking out shields. Ah! Oof. Alright, we got this, Alright, I would love the attack damage. I don't love being turned into a sheep, but... So his attack comes down. Alright, the fact that I charged that up and then got turned into a sheep and was still allowed to fire it is actually nice. Oh, well. Get out of there. Alright, good. Whoop. And you can go. Goodbye. Say hello to my pumpkin. Alright, well, her shield is gone. Ah! Well, I can still... Alright, cool. I didn't actually know that would work. So my lightning bolts were still happening while I was teleporting as a sheep. Should be using that a little more. Alright, this might be the last room. 25 max health. We'll deal with that. I don't know what armor is. Ah, shield. Fine that it took out the shield. That's all I needed it to do. Ow. I am so awful at that. I am not a parry god. All right. That wasn't amazing, but we're going into the boss. I really did like my skill setup a little better last time. Ah, yes. These two completely normal fish ladies. There's nothing mysterious about this at all. Oops. I don't know why I was looking off into the distance. There are no attacks that should be coming out. There we go. What? 'Twas all a ruse? Oh my god. Honestly, the first phase with the the false mermaids is honestly more difficult. Actually, this is probably the hardest part of the fight, is the second phase with them. They do have different movesets. I kind of wish their designs were slightly different, just to make it a little clearer as which one was the melee one, which one's the ranged one, but it's fine. They don't last that long. Oops, I forgot that attacks does damage upon entering. So now he gets a couple new moves, primarily this one. And this. Nothing too exciting. Ah. Should have tried parrying that. That would have made me feel good. Improved my morale after the whole first loss what I did. Alright. Now we get a little heal, but this is the end of the demo, sadly. Grab some meta progression, and we're done. That's all there is. Again, that transition animation, amazing. So we can now use our stuff to upgrade our character. We go over to this guy, just dump the souls in, gives us some stat boosts. See, your crit damage is going to go up by 10%. Wow! And then this next level is going to give us another 1% crit chance. Amazing. That's all we got. Got 200 souls. I can use them for stuff here. So most of these are useless. The wishing well and the stash. Because the run ends. These are all adding effects for after we beat the boss. But that's fine. So this is a pretty interesting game so far. It is, like, as they said, it's kind of a mixture of, they said Hades and Loop Hero. And while I can kind of see it, the Hades influence is a lot more Ember Knights. Like, it's not even close. Which is not a bad thing. It's just that game also has less marketing appeal to just be like, ah, it's like Ember Knights. A lot of people probably will have no idea what I'm talking about when I even say that. But, so, they're not really problems, but kind of things that I hope to see in the future. Every roguelite needs to have a reason to keep playing. Some of them do it through massive amounts of meta progression, which is not the one I would say that I would like to see in this game. That would be kind of stupid. This is not the type of game for that. This is more of a game that your reason for coming back is the runs itself. So we need more run, not really run progression, but like options, kind of. Is what I'm thinking. I also really don't like the character's skill, but I think that's more a me problem. I don't like parry and block type skills, especially ones on cooldowns. But that's not the point. So what's definitely needed is the ability to have, and there's no reason to believe that these aren't even planned. We need relic upgrades as a thing. I think that would be a massive thing, and there's no reason it wouldn't be. And the stat boosts need to be a little bit more controllable and possibly a little more frequent, let's say. So because the game, you got a set number of loops around, and you can get different difficulties of traps. I think a great concept to add to that would be kind of like a loot tier throughout your entire run. So every time for every like skull that they have of difficulty on each of those different negatives would increase the loot tier of your run, which would give you a multiplier of the meta progressions. I think would be a good idea, because I feel this is going to get very expensive. Yes, it will. So having more options to actually keep building that up would be incredible. So it gives you a reason of, higher risk, higher reward. Maybe even have it right before you enter the boss of that area. You get like a little special chest based off of your loot tier, which would give you maybe some relics of rarity depending on how high you've got it, and more importantly, a couple more stat boosts. I do think the stat boosts need to be a little more frequent, because like that final boss, the final boss of this demo, he does slog a little bit, because I grabbed as many offensive upgrades as were offered to me, and still took, like, the attacks didn't feel like they were doing much. It was all the skill, which could also be the design that the game's going for. They want the skills to be more of importance, which, fair enough. But yeah, the actual relics are generally, they're not the most interesting so far. So I'm hoping we get some more new things like that. And possibly, I think there should be character passives. Instead of just worrying about the active and basic attack for each character, get a couple different passives for each of them. So, like, let's say for the main guy, he's gonna be kind of, this is obviously our basic character. A little bit of, maybe a little bit more defense focus, you get some healing kind of stuff. So, maybe when you start the game, you get a passive of, like, every time you break an enemy's shield, like, you heal 1 health. Something like that. Just a nice little defensive basic thing. And maybe have it so it actually reacts with the shield negative, making that one one you would really want, giving you a lot of survivability. Because, again, you want... I feel like the starting characters should always have the survivability. It's a good way to start. But then maybe later down the line, you get an upgrade where you can get an additional passive. So maybe he gets one where he, like, let's say if that loot tier system I said was a thing. Maybe his next passive is every time he takes a negative, he gets 1 extra skull. So so now he's gone from being the more tanky character to one that can essentially be your grinding character, or a character that essentially will be able to maybe not have any sort of benefit for the first little bit of the game, but he will scale incredibly. And we can just keep adding more passives like that. Maybe an additional active, but it could also be me not being a fan of the shield, and there will be a character that will have one. But that is also a better way to expand the roster without having to, go through all the effort of modeling new characters, designing them. You will need a new animation more than likely, but, well, kind of does that. So we could even use that same animation and just have them summon different weapons even. But you'd have to animate those. Either way, I think this game has quite a bit of potential. It's pretty interesting. I just hope that the run progression stuff stays good. I really do like the whole making the area more difficult for more rewards. And I feel like that should be the focus of keeping the game unique. Especially for a game that's marketing itself, because this is the developer saying it. I learned about this game through a Reddit ad where they are pretty much saying this game is Loop Hero meets Hades. If you're going to imply your game is like another game, you need to keep... There needs to be uniqueness and focus on what makes your game unique. But either way, that's all I really have to say about it right now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Bye for now.